Good morning. It's good to be with you on this Friday morning as we get ready for our time together in Proverbs throughout the weekend. So today on this Friday morning, we're going to look at Proverbs 26, 27, 28. As always, we're not going to read all of this. We've not been doing that throughout the entire time, but I would encourage you each day to today read chapter 26, tomorrow read 27, Sunday read 28, just to be reading a daily chapter of Proverbs. I think it'll be a great help to your life and to your faith. So today we're going to be reading 26 through 20. We'll be looking at verses in 26, 27, and 28. 26, I mentioned this yesterday. There were a couple verses yesterday in our reading that so much reminded me of things that my mama said. And today, verse 24, I basically have heard my mama say this in her own way. Verse 4 says, "Do not answer fools according to their folly, or you will be a fool yourself." That's my mama has said some version of that so many times to me. Her statement she liked that I've said many times is, "Don't pick a fight with crazy. It'll drag you down to its level and then beat you with experience." Um, that's good. That's the same thing. Don't answer a fool according to their folly. Um, I had a lady in my church in the Delta used to have a lot of little signs on her wall, and I always liked when it said, "Never try to teach a pig to sing. It wastes your time and it annoys the pig," which is really good as well. So don't. Sometimes the best answer to a fight is no answer at all and just move on. Sometimes answering the question, answering the fight, engaging, it doesn't help and just makes things worse. So, Mom used to always say this: you don't have to attend every fight you're invited to. Sometimes the best answer is no answer and just keep moving. So, do not answer a fool according to their folly, or else you will be a fool yourself. Um, once again, 17, 18, and 19 were once again things I've heard said before by my mama in some way. 17, like someone who takes a passing dog by the ears is one who meddles in the quarrel of another. That's good stuff, y'all. That is good stuff. Don't meddle in a fight that isn't yours. The way I've put it, you put your hand in that hole, you may draw back a nub. You don't need to be sticking your hand where you're gonna draw back a nub. So some it's not up to us to fix every problem and solve every fight. Like one who takes a passing dog by the ears and one who meddles in the quarrels of another. Just you're not going to win. I like 19, or 18 and 19. Like a maniac who slowly shoots deadly firebrands and arrows is one who deceives a neighbor and says, "I'm only joking." I'll never forget. I was in a PPR meeting, our personnel committee, um, one day, and the individual who was giving the devotional for this meeting, he said something. He said, "You can tell a lot about a person by what they find funny," and that stuck with me through the years. You can find out a lot about a person's character by what they find funny. Like a maniac who shoots deadly firebrands and arrows is the one who deceives a neighbor and says, "I was only joking." We live in a coarse age, don't we all? We live in an age where the surest way to get a laugh out of something or someone is to attack. We're not that like a maniac who shoots deadly firebrands and arrows is one who deceives the neighbor and says, "I'm only joking." Let's When my friend said that in a devotional years ago, it made me examine my humor and what I find funny. Pay attention to where you find humor. Pay attention to where you find humor. We live in a very crass and cruel age. We Christians shouldn't be that way. Verse 20 says, "For lack of wood, the fire goes out, and where there is no whisper, quarreling ceases." Ooh, man, the older I get, y'all, the less I want to engage in gossip, and less I want to be around gossip. And I've gotten to where if all some watch your tongue with how we speak to others, and watch how sometimes gossip brings out the worst in us. Gossip is sometimes a baptized sin, isn't it? We like to do it as Christians, so we don't fuss about it. But think of how many lives, think of how many churches, think of how many individuals have been destroyed by gossip. That isn't true. So 19 and 20 have a lot to say about how we talk. Kind of almost about how we find our entertainment, huh? With attacks on others and their character. That's just, that's not the way that's not the way we Christians are supposed to walk. We're not supposed to be people of attacking. We're supposed to be people of grace. So I found these passages here in 26 just to be, like I said, things I've heard my mama say. Verse 20 in chapter 27, I thought verse 4 was interesting. Wrath is cruel and anger is overwhelming, but who is able to stand before jealousy? Huh. That's interesting. That if we think about it, jealousy may be harder for us to deal with than anger or cruelty or wrath, because those are more apparent, like wrath and anger are visceral. They're aggressive, they're mean. People see them and they critique them and criticize them. But jealousy is in the shadows, isn't it? Jealousy is in the shadows. No one sees jealousy. So it's not as outwardly destructive, but inwardly it's rotting. So be careful. Be careful with jealousy. Be careful with our hearts. Wrath and anger are heart issues, yes, but they show themselves outward so explosively. Jealousy shows itself outwardly more subtly, but is corrosive to the heart. 27:17 is a verse that we all know so well. As iron sharpens iron, so does one person sharpen the wits of another. We need people in our life to make us better. And I think so we can contrast that with going back to 26 and verses 17 through 20. The persons that joke in that way, or that gossip, or that whisper, they're not sharpening us. But as iron sharpens iron, so does one person sharpen another. We need the people in our life who make us better. We need people in our life who make us better Christians, better husbands and fathers, wives and mothers, children, parents. We need those people in our life. So who are the people in your life who make you better? Who sharpens you? Who keeps you accountable? Who makes you stronger and makes you better? As iron sharpens iron, so does one person sharpen the wits of another. We need the people in our life to make us sharper and make us better. And we need to surround ourselves with those who will sharpen us and make us better and make us more faithful. I think today's readings have a lot to say with us about who we associate with and character and the people we are, the people we are becoming. So watch who you associate with, watch who you spend your time with, watch where you find your humor, watch the whispers that circle. Watch the shadows, y'all. What's done in the daylight is bad, but you can see that. But what's done in the shadows? That's where cruelty and wrath, jealousy, that's where gossip lives. Lives in the shadows. Be careful of the shadows. Be careful of the shadows. They'll destroy us. In 28, I like verse 6, says, better to be poor and walk in integrity than to be crooked in one's ways, even though rich. Just once again, how do we live? Our integrity. How do we live? Who are we? Who are we as people? It doesn't matter what possessions we have. It doesn't matter what we own or what people are, these type of things, but who are we? You can't put a price on your integrity. You can't put a price on your life. We've heard it said many times in Proverbs, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world but lose his soul? Better to be poor and have lost the world, but have your integrity. So just be careful. Be careful of the shadows, friends, because that's where destruction and darkness lay, is in the shadows. So this weekend, walk in the light. Don't walk in the shadows. Walk in the light, and you'll find the grace and love of God there waiting on you. So hope you have a great weekend this weekend. Looking forward to it. And I hope it's a wonderful weekend. And we'll pick up Monday morning with chapter 29. Have a great day.